We live in a world where women crown themselves princesses and expect men to play servants paying for everything, getting nothing in return. Is that the reason why men stop showing up? Let's jump right in. Disclaimer, this video was made for strictly comedic artistic purposes. No offense is intended towards any individual featured in this. This chick had an update. No man has to pay on the first date, but now everyone must split the bill for her birthday. This is what feminism looks like when the bill arrives.
I'm only paying for what's on the check. I'm not splitting the bill, shawty. That's crazy. You expect us to split the bill?
You got lamb chop, you got steak, you got some other.
Look at all that. Look at what all they got. And they talking about splitting the bill. What did you come out for? What did you come out for?
We come together, we split the bill.
So again,
My thing is, y'all doing too much.
y'all doing way too much. We didn't order all that.
According to this bimbo logic, it's cringe that only broke guys are afraid of gold diggers. She genuinely believes if you have no money, why worry someone's gonna take it? In her fantasy, rich men enjoy being used. Ma'am, that's not insight. That's you trying to legalize gold digging.
Can I just say, it's incredibly cringe when a guy who's not rich is worried about a gold digger. It's like me living in the desert, worried every night that I'm going to drown to death. It's not in your realm of reality. Also, rich men don't have a problem with gold diggers. Rich men know that their lifestyle is what sets them apart from other men, and they want a woman who's attracted to that because she then appreciates what he's bringing to the table. So the idea that broke men worry about gold diggers is embarrassing.
These chicks bring nothing to the table. Their entire contribution on the first date isn't even enough for a McDonald's meal, but they'll gladly hang out with a stranger as long as he drops $20,000 on them. The funniest part? They expect a yacht date because they think that's what they're worth. But girl, what exactly is your value?
What's your age?
18.
18.
What's the most amount of money you've spent on a man in one night?
Like $10.
Like 20.
Out of all your relationships, that's the most?
I'd say, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's flip it. What's the most amount of money a man has spent on you in a night?
Like 20,000.
Around there.
20,000?
Yeah.
Were you all together at the time, or?
Yeah, we
It
were.
was a two-man.
It was a two-man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here in Miami.
How do you even get into that situation?
We just walk around
Yeah.
here and they'll hit us up.
Yeah. Or they're
Like they'll come up to us and ask for our numbers or something.
It's that easy.
Yeah.
No, it's not that easy. They were just, it is, but it's not.
Okay. So when that guy spent 20K on the two of you, like, what happened?
We just hung out.
We just hung out. We
Yeah.
had dinner.
We had dinner, went to a few clubs,
Yeah.
went on the yacht.
So coming out of that experience, is that the expectation going forward from, like, your man?
Yes. Yes.
You want him to drop the bag on you?
He doesn't have to, but I'd prefer.
I think
Okay.
we just feel like if we're gonna settle for someone, we want to settle for someone worth it.
Yeah.
And who values us.
Exactly.
Because we don't care for being in a relationship, so they have to be special.
But these guys who did that, were you in a relationship with them or no?
It
No.
was the first time we met.
Literally.
Sis still got sauce dripping down the sides like she's never seen food before. Her dirty mouth was still glued to the plate, but she's ready to hand you the bill.
She doesn't even have to look at the bill when she's with me. Because I'm gonna read it out loud. It's 180.
You're paying.
No, you're paying.
I'm not paying.
No, you're paying.
I'm not paying.
Yes, you are.
This bimbo expects a man to be the provider, while she is the eater who shows up empty-handed, then declares, "My value is me. I am enough." Girl, that's not valuable. That's a delusion.
Men are providers, so go do that job. Go learn a trade. Go do something.
Well, you said that that's all they're good for.
Yeah.
And what are you good for?
A lot of things.
Like?
I'm funny. I'm smart.
You haven't demonstrated that yet.
Okay, well, that's
Neither-
your
neither of
opinion.
those things
I'm a
have- of either
musician. I
funny or smart.
dance.
You
The
dance?
Yeah, the list goes on and on.
What a great quality. You can dance. What do you bring to the table, though?
What do I bring to the table?
Yeah.
I'm smart. I'm funny. I'm attractive. I have talent.
I don't know
Serenaded.
if men are so useless that their only job is to be providing for you. It sounds like you're just a typified eater. Like, I don't know what you're really bringing to the table. You're just kind of consuming resources, right?
I mean, if you want to hear the answer that I could be domesticated and I can cook and clean and do all that, I can.
No, that's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is what of value are you bringing to society?
By being me,
By
I don't
being
know.
you. I'm enough.
I am enough.
Okay.
This single mom chose to open her legs, but now crying like a victim. No one takes responsibility for you. Your kids are your choice.
I'm a single mom of 3, okay? And regardless, I have to hold it down for my kids because I don't have a choice. None of their dads do for my kids. And I don't ever complain, but you're about to hear me vent today because I'm just so angry. Like, I just do everything for my kids on my own all the time. And it makes me so mad that these guys just come out here and have babies and they don't for their kids. And let me tell you who's the real gangster, because it's not you. It's not you that's been in and out of prison not taking care of your kids, because I'm sure that a lot of you women can relate. The gangsters are the ones out here raising our kids on our own, trying to figure out, because instead of making excuses, going to prison so we don't have to take responsibility of our actions, what do? We do the best that we can. And you know what? I'm tired. I'm tired.
Funny how the fight to be independent ends the moment the bill arrives, or the door doesn't swing open for her. Why do women think that they can do everything and fight for equality, but are now surprised when men don't help them hold the door and ask that chivalry be dead?
I'm really afraid chivalry is actually gonna die with the generation above us, because I was just at Restaurant Depot and these 2 old men were parked next to me about to unload their car, and they were just too old to be able to help me in the loading my car way because the boxes are really heavy, and at this point I'm physically probably stronger than them just because they're at that point in age. But they realized they couldn't do anything to help me in that way, so you know what they did? They walked my cart back to the building so I didn't have to do it. They were like, oh, like, I'm trying to help you out, like, there you go. And then they just go about their day and say, have a great day. I'm like, have a great day. And those old men were so sweet. And I don't remember the last time a guy in our generation did something nice for me and didn't go, so what do I get now? What do I get out of this? Like, there's never just chivalry just because it makes you feel like a man because you're helping somebody out. Like, I help people out as much as I can. I hold every single door I hold, you know what I mean? Like, just little things like that. But I think, like, I don't know. Like, every chivalrous act I've experienced is from an older man.
Bro lost his appetite the moment she reached over with her bare hands to grab food she didn't even pay for.
Okay, so Shakir just got some food, and it looks really good. But he's being really stingy and doesn't want to give me any.
Come on, man, where's my food, man?
So can I have some?
I'm done with you, bro.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
This brainless bimbo got scammed by a fake Bill Gates account. Sis really believed the 4th richest man alive had time to slide into her DMs between UN speeches and buying countries. Delusion should be taxable.
I'm literally shaking as I make this. Yesterday, I DM'd Bill Gates as a joke. Obviously, everyone's doing it. And I put out my Instagram story, like, not expecting anything. And literally, the next day, I get a DM from him. He said it was on his side account. I cropped the username because I don't need you DMing him. But he literally was just saying, basically, like, send him my card information. I blocked it out, obviously, because I'm not going to give strangers my credit card info on the internet. But obviously, like, he doesn't need my money, so I felt safe. Like, it doesn't matter. But I'm going to wait and see what he says. But he basically said I could have half of Microsoft, and he didn't have a prenup with his wife, so I believe him. I knew I was pretty, but I didn't realize I was that pretty. So I just woke up, and I had a fraud alert on my bank. And I canceled my credit card, but the bank is saying that I'm going to be responsible for the money.
To her, dating isn't romance. It's a transaction. She cries patriarchy when women make less because men hate women because there aren't enough female faces in Congress. But here's the punchline. Even in her so-called patriarchy, she won't split the check. Only women can die in childbirth. Only her mental health matters. Only her body bleeds. So naturally, only his wallet should suffer.
Sorry, but if you're paying for a man on a date, then you might as well get an escort, because then at least they'll treat you the way that you want to be treated. It's a patriarchy, okay? So I don't want to hear men and women are equals, or we're supposed to be equal. We're not, though, okay? We're all the women in Congress. Why are we living in a patriarchy? Why do women make less money than men? Why do men hate women so much that our lives are literally in danger? And then forget that, okay? We can't go 50-50 with men either. If you're planning on having children, whose life is going to be on the line? Only yours, only your well-being, only your mental well-being and your physical well-being. Only you can die in childbirth. So why can't he put his wallet wallet on the line for you. It's the least he could do.
This bimbo acting like a dating coach, preaching that love is hard to find because women are too free now that they don't need a man.
I'm gonna tell you guys super straight up. The only freaking reason why it's like hard to find love now and why it's hard to date and this and that and whatever. This is the only reason. People can like list all these freaking reasons as to why it's happening and this and that and men and women, masculine and feminine and blah blah blah. Legit, the only reason why is because women have freedom now. Women have autonomy. Women are able to take care of themselves. They don't need a man. So that when you realize that you don't need a man to help you survive in this life, you realize how much they were actually a nuisance instead of just being helpful. The only reason why marriages and stuff like that lasted and they worked and dating and this and that, blah, blah, is because we had to stick around. And now that we don't have to stick around, they have to give us something worth sticking around for. It's legit the only reason. It's because men don't have control anymore. And they're like, and they're also just mad that like we have things like gut feelings. Like they don't have that.
Imagine if a guy wrote 130 pounds or less on his profile. You'd call him disgusting. But if you do the same in reverse and still feel proud, then maybe you are the vapid girl your bio warns us about. And thanks for making it easy for the decent ones to walk away.
Okay, so I'm like a little bit of a Reddit girly, and I saw something, and it was a guy like asking about something, but I just want to say, girls, if you are putting things like, I only date guys who are 6 feet and taller, in your bios, on your dating apps and stuff like that, I'm just letting you know, you're not just deflecting the guys who are shorter than that you don't want, you're deflecting all of the good men who don't want a vapid individual. So yeah, I would restrain yourself. I would refrain from putting that on your bio because it's just like a guy putting something like, I only date girls who are 130 pounds and or lighter. Like, you wouldn't want to date a guy who had that in his bio, would you? And if you would, then maybe you are the type of girl that should have that in her bio. Let all of us know that you are incredibly vain, and we will see ourselves out.
She thinks men should pay just for the honor of sitting across from her with no value given in return. And if a man dares to disagree, then he must hate women and should date men instead.
The amount of men that are broke, don't want to be providers, or spend their money to take a woman out to nice places, what do you want then? Do you even like women? Maybe you should be dating men. These types of guys are wondering what they're getting in return when they're getting her presents. Women can afford their own dinner. They don't need to be there, and they don't understand. There can only be one princess.
This bimbo's been on over 100 dates, proudly says she only had 2 boyfriends, and somehow thinks that makes her picky. Now she's out here coaching people on how to date like being a walking red flag.
I have gone on hundreds of dates. When I say hundreds, I literally mean hundreds. But I've only had 2 boyfriends. And it's made me very picky about my guys. Here are 3 dates that I've gone on that I've loved. And here are 3 dates that I've gone on that I've hated. 1, kayaking. Super chill, really easy to talk, but also just swim and kayak if you want. 2 is going dancing. Whether you guys are good dancers or not, it's just a fun time. And 3, painting. But even better, following a Bob Ross tutorial. Now 3 things I hate. Going to the movies, unless you know each other really well, and that's really fun. But on the first date, just no. And second and third, no. 2 is any huge group date of any kind. Something where it's just a huge group, but you're expected to still be on a date with the other person, just awkward. 3 is when they just don't plan anything, and then you have to, like, make the date. Just biggest pet peeve. That's it.
This skank kissed a stranger right in the middle of the street because her boyfriend didn't kiss her on New Year's.
No, I don't even have a boyfriend for 3 years. He never kissed me on New Year's.
What?
Can I change that, please? Can you kiss me for New Year's? Yeah. Yeah, we make out with me? Yeah. Yes, let's do it. Come on. Yeah. Will you flash your titties?
Bro don't need to explain what self-respect is. This bimbo skipped that class a long time ago. The only thing she is good at is to open her mouth and her legs for others.
What the f is wrong with you? You're kissing this guy. You're out of your f***ing mind. Yeah, you should be ashamed. Because if you f***ing knew the way you made me feel back there, in that f***ing car, f*** you! F*** you!
She's got a checklist longer than a tax form, But when it comes to what she brings to the table, she brings nothing but demands and delusion.
In 2025, we will not be settling. So here's a list of my standards. Cute, smart, has a defined career path, is more bubbly and happy, me/has personality. If I don't have banter with you, it's not working. Compliments/shows me off, decently fit, loyal, a good amount of clingy. Height, I don't really care. I'm 5'5", so maybe like 5'7" plus. Nice style. No smoking, not overly jealous, shows effort to want to get close to my friends and family, affectionate, good at acts of service, is patient with me and is a good communicator, heavy on this one, good listener/pays attention to the small details, has similar views when it comes to social issues, generous but also good with money.
Bro opened the door to his own house and found her wife opening her legs for someone else. Whoever ends up dating this chick might just win the lottery of misery, a non-stop mental maze built entirely from her delusional logic traps.
Okay, I just don't know how else to say this, but I want flowers, but I don't want to tell you that I want flowers because then you're going to get flowers for me because I told you that I want flowers, but I want you to get flowers for me because you want to get flowers for me. Like, you want to, and because you know that'll make me happy, but I don't want to tell you that I want flowers. Does that make sense?
She demands compliments, doors held open, and bills paid like the bare minimum. Why? Because her mom, dad, and gay bestie do it. Girl, if your whole fan club already plays boyfriend, maybe that's why no man wants the role.
I hate to be the friend that's always like, that's the bare minimum, that's the bare minimum. But girl, it is the bare minimum. He paid for your food? Great, my dad does that. He said that you were pretty? My mom does that every single day, and all her Facebook friends do too. Oh, he opened your door? My gay best friend does that. It is the bare minimum, girl, because if he's your boyfriend or if he's your partner, he should want to do those things for you. And if my friends and my family can already do the things that he's doing without romantically loving me, then it is the bare minimum, because a boyfriend who romantically loves you should want to push for more and do more than what you already get. I pay for my friends' dinner. I compliment my friends. Like, have you seen what I post in their Instagram comments on their hot pictures? Like, if he is not doing more than that, if he's not doing more than your best friend would do for you, then it's the bare minimum, okay? Because if my gay best friend can open my doors, and if my mom can pay for my dinners, and if my dad can compliment me daily, and if my dad can text me every single day, and if my best friend can comment on all my Instagram pictures, how hot I am, and post me and repost my things, anything that man does is going to be the bare minimum, because he should want to do that as your boyfriend. If he treats you well, if he compliments you, great, he's your boyfriend. He should want to compliment you. If he reposts your stuff, great. He thinks you're pretty. He should. He's your boyfriend. He wants to pay for your dinner, okay, he should want to provide for you because he romantically loves you, duh. Like, it is the bare minimum. And don't get it twisted, I will always appreciate something that a man does for me or my man does for me. I do appreciate it, but I'll never say like, oh, that's more than I deserve. No. It's the bare minimum.
Bro let a broke skank live on his property, and she gave Bro back a homemade corn tape with 2 guest stars filmed in his child's bed.
Explain to me how you get a restraining order in your own rental property.
Man, me and my son's mom, we you know what I'm saying, we've been going back and forth about 10 years, man, trying to make it work and build with the family. But it's about 6 years ago, we got a rental property together. We lived in it for a couple of years and decided to rent it out. And due to her falling on hard times, maybe about 6 months ago, I agreed to let her stay in the rental property until we get ready to sell.
Right.
Now, I told her, we had a verbal agreement. Right. I said, hey, look, you can stay in the property. I don't want no parties, and I don't want niggas coming over here. This ain't for that. This
the same thing that the white man tell you when he gives you Section 8, by the way, ladies. Go ahead.
This spot ain't for that. We up here to fix it up, make it look good. Let's hurry up and knock this out. Look, the quicker you fix this house up, the quicker you get your money so you can get the hell out.
Right.
Boom. I say about 3 months in, bro, I go to the house just on some random. I knew she wasn't gonna follow instructions. I knew she wasn't gonna go with the agreement because she's hard-headed. She wanna do what she wanna do. You know what I'm saying? Mind you,
right.
I'm paying majority everything up in there, the mortgage, all the renovations, trying to keep the house afloat because our last tenant is out. You know, they short. I come home one day, I catch her up in her butt ass with another and a homegirl and get on my son.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
They got damn near crashed out, bro. A professional crashed out. I started taking out the toilets, the sinks.
Wait a minute, bro.
Yeah.
You paying the note on the mortgage of this rental property. You paying
renovations?
Right. You paying for this property.
Yeah.
You allowed her to stay there because she broke.
Yeah.
You give her specific instructions not to have no parties and no men in your house.
Yes, sir.
And she's staying there scot-free.
I told her, hey, I'll cover everything. You know, stack your paper up, good.
And just
about to sell it.
Fix the house up so we can sell it and bust the bag down.
Yeah.
So you're not only are you providing for her a woman that you're not with, but you are also empowering her and pouring into her with investment opportunities. And you walk in your house,
yeah,
and she's gonna aim on your kid's bed.
Yeah, she in the master bedroom and the homegirl was getting bust down on my son's bed.
So
yeah, check out.
Back to the podcast. That's why we come over there. That's why
Elon Musk decided to cut 60% of $500,000 of child support to this bimbo, and she talked trash about him in front of the press while selling her car because she sucks at managing her finance.
I'm selling it because I need to make up for the 60% cut that Elon made to our son's child support.
Why do you think that he did that?
That's a great question for him.
You feel like he was sort of like vindictive against you in some way?
Yeah, that's his modus operandi when women speak out.
When was the last time that you spoke to him or tried to speak to him?
February 13th.
But he's just not responding to you at all? And how would you characterize the way that he's going about you and
you can check the stocks. I'm not the only one who's speaking out after his message.
Well, that's a wrap on today's episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications for more life-changing lessons like this. See you in the next videos.